Welcome guys, back to another video. Liverpool have beaten Brighton and Hove Albion 3-0 in the FA Cup, which means we do move on to the FA Cup round of 16. And I'm for one very happy with that because obviously, well, for a kick-off, we've got further in the FA Cup than we did last season. Obviously, we had that loss to Plymouth in the FA Cup round 5 last season. And tonight, I thought we were fantastic. I thought we were very good. And I thought, I'd say my man of the match was, it's very hard to pick, to be honest. I can't lie. It's between Szoboszlai and Salah. I would, I don't, it's very hard to pick. I'd probably edge Salah. I would probably edge Salah because he had an amazing night tonight. He got himself an assist and he got himself on the score sheet as well with a fantastic penalty and a fantastic setup for Dominic Szoboszlai's goal, which we're going to go into in a minute. But yeah, Liverpool are through to the FA Cup last 16 after a great performance and a great result against Brighton and Hove Albion. Not for every team, is it? Beating Brighton and Hove Albion at home. Man United fans, you know what I mean. But yeah, I just want to say about Curtis Jones. He scored his first goal tonight in 14 months. He scored his first goal tonight in over a year. And I thought he played a very good role at right back tonight. And I think he should play more. Not at right back because he's not a right back, but we do obviously need that right back cover at the minute. Now, Endo's injured, poor lad. Obviously, I was actually at the game against Sunderland the other day. I was actually at the game. I didn't see the injury, but I saw Endo going off on a stretch, and I thought that could be quite serious, and it will probably, well, most likely put him out until the end of the season. And I think, sadly, he'll probably miss the World Cup with Japan as well, which is obviously, it's terrible. I bloody love Endo as well. I bloody love him. You know, that song as well. Wataru Endo. I don't really know the rest of the lyrics, but I bloody love Endo. Wataru Endo, da 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 Endo. Yeah, you get the gist. I can't remember the rest of the song, but yeah, Endo. He's such a good player. He's such a solid player. I wouldn't say he's a. Would I say he's a great player? I don't know. He can be a great player, can't he? But yeah, he's such a solid option when he's available. But sadly, I think this injury is probably going to put him out until the start of next season. I think it's a hefty injury. So yeah, all thoughts go into Endo because it can't be easy. It must be draining having an injury. But yeah. I thought Curtis Jones played really well tonight at right back. And I think, going on to that point, I think that Curtis Jones should play more. I think he's been better than McAllister this season, and McAllister is just getting in off merit. He's not actually getting in off any good performances, so I think Curtis Jones should be played at that position. Obviously, I think him and Arne Slot have had a bit of a disagreement, and that's why he's maybe not played. But he started tonight, and he played really well, so I think we should give him a go where McAllister normally plays next game, because I think he's such an underrated player. Any Liverpool fan who wants to discredit Curtis Jones in any way, feel free. But I'm not going to do that, because I think he's an absolutely brilliant player. Like, any Liverpool fan who thinks that Curtis Jones isn't a good player, obviously you're allowed your opinion, but I think he's a great player. Such an underrated player, but any Liverpool fan who thinks he isn't doesn't watch Curtis Jones, in my opinion. I think he's such a good player, and if we sell him, it'll be a travesty. It will be a travesty. If we sell him at the end of the season, it will be a travesty, because then we'll have no Scousers in the team. Is Kieran Morrison? Kieran Morrison hasn't even broke through to the first team yet. I think Kieran Morrison should break through to the first team because he's absolutely... I've watched him and he's so good for his age as well. He's so good. He's still quite young. He's just won the Premier League Player of the Month in the PL2 League, I think. So that's very, very good for him. Very, very happy for the lad. And I think he was on the bench tonight for Liverpool. So I think he should play more. I think he should play in this team more. Maybe not maybe 20-minute, half an hour cameos like Rio does. Maybe. But he's obviously, I don't think he's ready for first team experience yet, but he should get at least onto the bench. That's how Conor Bradley got through to the first team. Obviously, that injury, he hasn't played in about a month to 2 months actually. But yeah, I think it's been about a month since he last played. It's not that long, but again, such a solid right back option who's actually a right back. So yeah, I think Curtis Jones played really well tonight. He did get man of the match, which I don't think he should have. I think Salah's performance was better than his, but I'm not discrediting Curtis Jones' performance in the slightest. I just don't think he should have got man of the match, because I think Salah did more than he did to get man of the match. So Salah would be my man of the match. He scored a great penalty, and he set Dominic Szoboszlai up really, really well for that goal. That goal, by the way, can we just talk about that? That was sensational. That goal was a work of art. That goal was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I could not praise that goal anymore. It was so good. It was so good. It was just so satisfying to watch. The way that Salah just, his first touch to bring it down, and then it was just so good. And then the ball to Szoboszlai, for Szoboszlai to just tap it in. Oh, such a well-worked goal. I enjoyed watching that goal so much. If you go to the highlights now, the highlights will probably be out, and you watch that goal, absolutely sensational. So well-worked. So well-worked. I hope we go far in this competition, because I'd love to win this competition. I'd like to win the FA Cup. I hope we go far in the Champions League. I just don't know how far we will go in the Champions League. But I do hope that we go at least to the semi-finals of this competition. Because if we win this competition, we don't manage to qualify for the Champions League, at least it guarantees us Europa League football. I won't be happy with Europa League football because I want Champions League football, but at least it guarantees us Europa League football. At least we don't have to play Europa Conference League. So if we win the FA Cup, at least it guarantees us Europa League football. I'd be happier in the Europa League than I would be than in the Conference League. I want to stay as far away from that competition as possible. That's good for small teams in the Premier League, not disparaging any of those teams, by the way, but that's good for maybe a Brentford or a Bournemouth, Palace, Newcastle maybe, although they are in the Champions League, but I think they're probably Europa League level, to be fair. Forest. It's good for those teams, not teams like Liverpool. Liverpool should be in the Champions League. Failing that, the Europa League. But the priority every season should be winning the league or at least qualifying for the Champions League. That should be the top target every single season. But so far, we might not get in it. If we don't, Europa League will have to do. But we need to push for the Champions League. But yeah, I think that where were we? So yeah, FA Cup. I hope we go as far as we can in the FA Cup, even if it's to the semi-finals. I'll be okay with that. I want to win it, obviously. I'd like to win this trophy because we haven't won this trophy in about 4 years now. So the last time we won it was the 21-22 season, so I'll say that was about 4 years. So we need to win this trophy again at some point. Hopefully it will be this season. We're through to the 5th round already. So, better already than we did last season. So, hopefully we get far in this cup competition. Obviously there's still Man City. If Wolves beat Grimsby tomorrow, there's Wolves that we could get. But yeah, there's other teams as well. Obviously, Mansfield beat Burnley today, which is an upset. You've obviously got West Ham, who beat Burton earlier on today. So there is a few teams that we could get, but the big boys that we could get, Chelsea obviously beat Hull. Arsenal play Wigan tomorrow. You're expecting Arsenal to get through, and then it's obviously we've still got Man City. So yeah, there's still a few big teams we could get. I'm hoping that we don't get a big team until at least the semi-final. Failing that, the quarter-final. So yeah, I'm hoping we don't get. I'm praying. Obviously, there's still Brentford that we could get as well, who play Macclesfield on Monday. Not saying that any of these teams will go through, because they might not, but, Arsenal are probably guaranteed to go through. Brentford are probably going to go through. Who else plays tomorrow from the Premier League? We could play Sunderland. Sunderland, obviously, they've got Oxford tomorrow. So, yeah, we could get Southampton. No, that was in the Carabao Cup. We could get Southampton, obviously. They beat Leicester today. So, there's a few teams that we could get, obviously, but I want a team that's not in the Big Six, basically. I want a team that's not in the Big Six, so I'm hoping that we don't get a team that's in the Big Six. But yeah, I just want to say something on Alisson as well. Some of the saves that he made in that second half was so good. There was one at one point where I can't remember what happened, but he just palmed it across the box. And I was like, wow. Wow, it was sensational. He's still the best goalkeeper in the world. I'm not having it. I'm not having, but David Ray is the best goalkeeper in the world. And Alisson's the best goalkeeper in the world. He is. David Ray's made some fabulous saves. That save he made against Eagle Thiago the other day was magical. That was such a good save. But Alisson's still at least one of the best keepers in the world. Especially at his age as well. He's early 30s. So, he's 32, 33 years old. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's early 30s. I think Milos Kerkez, I really want to give some appreciation to Milos Kerkez. Milos Kerkez. That first half performance was so good. That was so good. He's been so good defensively these last few weeks. Granted, he had a rocky start to the season, but I feel like he's really improved, and I think many Liverpool fans will agree with me. He got himself on the assist sheet for Curtis Jones's goal, and I think he's really, really, really improved these last few weeks. Yeah, I think he's really, really improved. I think he's really, really improved, and not that I was wrong at the start of the season to, disparage him or discredit him in any way, because he was bad at the start of the season. But now he's good, and let's focus on that. He's been really, really good these last few weeks, and I'm so happy he's doing so well. I'm so happy for Milos Kerkez. I'm so happy for the lad, because he came into the club, and at the start of his season, he got so much stick. It was unbelievable. So much stick. Obviously, he got subbed off in that first 30 minutes of that Burnley game at the start of the season, and he's then gone on to pull these sort of performances out the bag. I think Milos Kerkez has just, been pulling up trees the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like, he's really improved. And, he's kicking Robertson out of the team. Robertson's on the bench on a weekly basis. That's partly why he wanted to leave, Obviously, it's World Cup, yeah. Sadly, Kerkez won't be going to the World Cup, but it's World Cup, yeah, and Robertson obviously will want to get in the World Cup for Scotland. He will anyway, as the captain, he will. He just will. But it's World Cup, yeah, and I would not have been in the slightest bit mad with Robertson if he'd have left in January. I'd have been cross with the sporting directors, but none of that would have been on Robertson. I would have totally understood if he'd have gone to Spurs in January, because he wants to be playing football weekly. He wants to be starting for a football club. He doesn't want to be on the bench every week, because it is World Cup year. So, I don't think it's going to be long now until, the World Cup squads come out. Probably, we've got an international break next month, so are England maybe going to release the World Cup squad then, and will it be after that? I'm not sure. But that's got nothing to do with Scotland. Scotland qualified, haven't they? Yeah, they beat... Who was it they beat? Apologies for not knowing who Scotland beat. Was it Denmark? I'm pretty sure it was. But please, I'm sorry if I didn't get that correct. But yeah, really, really good performance tonight against Brighton. Through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. Sound performance. Such a good performance from the lads. Very happy that we've got through tonight. And I thought Brighton were going to be a bit of an issue tonight. But no, we did it. We're through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. I'm delighted that we've actually gone further in this tournament than last season. But let's make a push for the final. Forget settling for the quarterfinals or the semi-finals. I want to make a push for this final, for the FA Cup final. I want to win this competition, and there's every chance we could do it. So, I'm really happy with tonight's performance, and I think our boys played really well tonight. And I just want to say one more thing about our defensive partnership in Van Dijk and Canate. Those two, absolutely fabulous the other day. Obviously, I was watching it live in the stands, and their performances were absolutely outstanding. I thought they were great. I thought they were absolutely amazing. Considering the stick that Kanate's been getting the last couple of months for his bad performances, the other night, outstanding. But Virgil van Dizzle, this man is doing it at the age of 34. 34. Like, the amount of disrespect that both Mohamed Salah and Van Dijk get, and they're still doing it at the ages of 33 and 34. It's incredible. It's incredible. Salah's still doing this this is why he plays for Liverpool. This is why he plays in our starting XI. He's still doing it at the age of 33. Like, form is temporary. Class is permanent. Mohamed Salah, this is the exact definition of a world-class player. Mohamed Salah is the definition of world-class. He's been doing it consistently for 9 years straight. The longevity of this man. 9 years straight. 9 years straight. Consistent for 9 years. I'm just delighted with tonight's performance. Yeah. And I'm really hoping we get at least a decent team in the next round. I think that'll probably be the draws, either going to be tomorrow or Monday. Anyway, today's been a very good day for FA Cup. It's FA Cup weekend. It's always a good weekend when it's FA Cup weekend. Anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you know what to do, which means like, subscribe, turn your post notifications on, and I will see you lovely lot in the next one. Please take care of your beautiful selves, and as always, peace out.